Hi everyone, we're back from the FanStands. In this video, we're going to talk about the rest of the big London clubs. How did they fare over match week 12?
Huh.
So let's first talk about Chelsea. Mohsin?
Chelsea, 6 wins on the trot. Fantastic job by Frank Lampard at home, winning 2-0 goals from Tammy Abraham, who scored his 10th goal of the season, as well as Christian Pulisic, who scored his 5th goal of the season. And very good link up there for the second goal. Abraham assisting Pulisic again for the second consecutive game. So they've had a good chemistry being built. Chelsea started with a 19-year-old right back, Reece James, who played absolutely well. He's performed very well in the good in the championship for Wigan, and so Aspilicueta has some competition on the right hand side. So he needs to improve his own performances to, you know, play on the right. He is the club captain, but so the competition is also only increasing in the squad for players to compete and put in consistent performances to get a place in Lampard's starting 11. And Willian was absolutely fantastic. Palace, they were just looking to defend. Zaha had nothing much to feed on and did not threaten Chelsea, to be honest.
But like after the Champions League match that Chelsea had, it was a major comeback, as in removing all controversial VR decisions from it. It takes a lot of nerves for coming back into a match and play, especially playing against a team like Ajax, who's been having a pretty good season as well, and last year they were a major force in the Champions League as well. So I guess when they went against Crystal Palace in this game, they were their confidence level was fairly high, and obviously it was something that I expected. Chelsea going against Crystal Palace after that comeback, it was definitely supposed to be a win, but obviously Chelsea did it and it ended it with style.
They did, and comfortable nothing from Palace, and good win from Frank Lampard. He's enjoying life in the Premier League.
As in, it's been almost half a season, and he's still, because I used to defend United saying that it's probably his honeymoon period, but it's been half a season.
No,
and,
he's doing well
he's
now.
been doing pretty
The
decently.
real test begins after the international break when Chelsea face Manchester City.
Yes.
Agreed.
Next match
So
coming up.
that let's see how much Chelsea has improved in the past. They've been thrashed 6-0, 3-0, and City have managed to retain 70% of the possession.
But honestly speaking, even if City wins that match, and ends up attacking in that match, and probably wins it by 2 goals or 3 goals even, I don't see any stain on Frank Lampard's performance
No,
through the
it won't.
season.
It won't. That will just show the progress. Even if he loses, in the manner in which Chelsea loses, will determine how much they have improved. They have a very young squad, and it's easy for them to, for us to criticize and praise them as well. So when they win, they're doing well with the young squad. But when they lose, very easy for anyone to just start bashing because they're Chelsea and they're a very big name in English football since the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And but Lampard has done well and he's made good changes and the players have responded to the chances whenever they've gotten them. Now Reece James played well. He linked up very well with Willian on that right hand side. And Willian is one of the players who's always been criticised for being very inconsistent. A lot of Chelsea fans want him out, some want him in, and Lampard has played a season with him in 2013-14. So he favours Willian on that right hand side. And he said that after the match, in a post-match interview, that he said that Willian is an example for Pulisic as well as Odoi, to learn that your job is not only to just try and dribble past your defense, the man marking you, your defender. You have to do more than that. Just to be a wide player rather than just putting in crosses. You have to play for the team, the role which is required from the player at that point in time.
And after big names leaving Chelsea, like obviously Hazard. I really didn't expect this of Chelsea this season. Of
Hazard
Chelsea,
was a one-man show for Chelsea. To be honest, I mean they have other good players as well, and Kante is a player I absolutely love at Chelsea. He was the key for Leicester when they won the title.
Definitely.
And as soon as he joined Chelsea, they won the title under Conte. But they're not a one-man team anymore. They're playing more as a team. Mount is doing well. Abraham is doing well. Jorginho has improved. Willian on the right. Pulisic or Odoi on the left. And Kovacic
awesome.
is also playing very good. The only thing he is lacking are goals. Otherwise, they've done well. Before, what happened was if Hazard wasn't playing well, Chelsea were not going to win a match or were not going to win the title. Whenever they won the title under Mourinho or Conte, Hazard was the player of the season and he was the one who was providing assists and scoring goals. But this Chelsea side is a team in transition and so far they're doing well. Palace had no answer to Chelsea's attack over Sunday, so it was a fairly comfortable win for Chelsea.
All right, so moving on to the other match, Tottenham versus Sheffield. To be honest, I feel Sheffield should have won it. Tottenham were very, very lucky getting a point out of
They
it.
should have now, in all of our videos, you have to give credit to VAR again.
Yeah.
But whenever you have these championship
I
teams,
think
coming on to the Premier League, obviously they can bring along a lot of surprises. But at the same time, even if you remove the VAR from the equation as well, again, Tottenham as a team, I feel, is far more superior than probably Sheffield United. With players who can obviously hurt Sheffield United far deeper.
This is the same team who last year was in the final of the Champions League, and this year.
No, the problem with
what's going
Spurs,
on?
it is the same Spurs side. They made Sheffield look outclassed.
Yes.
Sheffield totally outclassed them. Spurs were doing nothing. Even at home, I mean, they were lucky to get a draw because they were gifted a goal from a Sheffield defender who accidentally passed the ball to Son and he capitalized on his chance and scored. Otherwise, Sheffield, they should have won 2-1. Even if you move the controversy aside, it is a very good result for Sheffield.
It's a brilliant result,
They're
for
definitely
sure.
going to stay up. I mean, not an
Agreed.
easy place to go to the new White Hart Lane Stadium,
Agreed.
and win against Spurs. Now, Spurs, similar to Arsenal, I mean, no progress being shown, no improvement. They have players who want to leave the club. So they have to, fix-
Rumors coming out of that club that the separately for the managers as well as for the
for
players.
the players, so they have to take a decision. I mean, Eriksen, he's been one of the worst players for Spurs this season. That's the same player who you would associate with Spurs to give those balls in and assist. Harry Kane, Dele Alli, or Heung-Min Son. But he's absolutely playing rubbish. He doesn't want to play for the club or the badge. Son has been absolutely brilliant, and if they continue to play this way, even he might want to leave the club.
Definitely.
And primarily, Tottenham players, obviously we have an international break moving forward. So I feel the best thing that a Tottenham player could probably do is, self-reflect on where they stand and what they actually want. Because there are a lot of players who have been lacklustering, but, what they don't realize is that it also reflects badly on them. Because if they don't have those kind of nerves and that kind of professionalism within them, I don't see a lot of big clubs coming after them
Definitely.
either.
Yeah, it would be like
Definitely.
the other clubs would be like, I don't want to
As in,
play.
I can mention one from my own club, which Manchester United. We've heard a lot of rumors about Paul Pogba leaving and him wanting to leave Manchester
nobody
United.
wants to buy him.
But it's not about nobody wanting to buy him. But my point is that when he's on the field, he plays as a top-notch professional, because you see him putting in that effort. Yes, a lot of fans may argue that no, he's been unprofessional, he's been lacklustering, but that's really not true. So my point is that when you're a player with those kind of aspirations, you need to also be consistent with the kind of professionalism and the kind of character that you show for where you are and what you
Absolutely.
have.
The problem with a player like Pogba is that he was purchased for I think 80 or 90 million. Now you want to sell him for the same price. You don't want to take a loss. Now other clubs, they might not be willing to pay that amount. So, and again, another player we talked about was Zaha, linked to United, and he's a one-away player. He was trying top candidate to move to United in the summer. But then, his attitude has been in question. I mean, there are formal ways of, resigning and moving on to a club, but putting up videos on social media. He wants to leave, and his performances haven't been up to the mark. I mean, he's a very good player with potential, but your performances have to speak
I think he's the
louder
highest
than
goal
your
scorer for
actions.
Crystal Palace.
He is, but still, he hasn't done much for Palace. I mean, if you want big clubs to come after you, you need to show them why they should come after you.
Agreed.
When we speak about Leicester, if we talk about Maddison, he has performances. He might not have the goals or as many a lot of assists, but the performances, that character he displays on the pitch, the professionalism shown, that is what attracts you. That is why your club wants to romanticize with the player.
Yeah,
Now, these things show our negative side of a player. That okay, if he comes to our club and if there is a similar situation, then this player will act the same way as he is doing right now. for
And I
his
guess
current club.
this is also a problem with contemporary football as well. If you go back in time, you look at players much rather coming into a club not for the glory, not out of the glory hunt, but more because they actually felt this kind of affinity with the club, and they actually wanted to do better for the club, and they wanted the club to be in a better position. But now when you look at players, of the likes of big players as well, of the likes of Neymar, or you look at Eriksen as well. He's a mediocre player, a talented player, but for me,
Talented player,
he's
but he's never
personally, that's
reached
an
the
opinion.
peak. He's never reached his
Exactly.
peak.
So you look at them, and you see that now players mainly play for glory hunting.
They do,
rather
they
than,
do, and Spurs need to sort this out. I don't know if they can do this
and they
in
need to do
January.
that quick.
If they can do this in January, because they've spent a lot of funds on the new stadium.
Agreed.
So if they cannot, they have to find a quick fix for it. Changing it's gone beyond changing the manager right now.
Yes.
The players' attitude. They don't want to play for the club. It's not that they don't want to play for the manager. They don't want to play for the club. Now this is why Sheffield was good, because they're absolutely enjoying football. They're enthusiastic. They want to stay up, and they want to show fans this is what we're made of, and they're playing absolutely good and attractive football. So once again, second week running, if you talk about Spurs, not much talking point. Only praise for Sheffield for this match, and they were unlucky not to come out with 3 points from this
100%.
match.
All right. I guess this is it for both the matches. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Do remember to like the video and share it among your friends. Also remember to subscribe to the channel and leave us comments. Tell us.
Yes, that's actually very important, because that's the only way how we would be able to get to know if you agree with us or disagree with us, or
And suggest any improvements,
exactly.
anything you want to hear about.
Exactly.
Maybe we have been brief with the clubs we've mentioned. If you want to hear us talk about more or any topic related to your club, then your comments.
And even
suggestions
so
are
that
welcome.
because we're a growing channel, we're a budding channel, so if you have any kind of views over if we should possibly do something differently, or any ideas for us, do throw them in. And definitely, if you like our video, do not forget to share our video as well.
Definitely.
So I guess it's a goodbye from us then.
Goodbye from us then.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you so
Gracias.
much. Bye bye.